Hi guys, welcome to Stitchity Doodle. I am Gail and I'm flying solo mio today. I don't have a sidekick, but what I do have are 2 new finished objects and 1 new WIP. So if you're interested, please stick around and keep watching. Today's episode is going to be different. Usually I have a bunch of amigurumis to show you, but this month I am taking a hiatus from crochet and I will be focusing my crafting efforts in sewing. And so this month I am trying to build my sewing skills and learn how to make project bags or bags in general. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be making this month. And so I have 2 sewing projects to show you. First is this project bag. Now I love the way that it, especially on the camera, I love the way that it looks on the camera. But there are some things that I don't like about it. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be showing you my projects, and I'm going to be talking about what I like about it and what I don't like about it, because I am still learning. I consider myself still a beginner sewer, and even more so a beginner bag maker. I don't consider myself a bag maker at all. I'm just a beginner sewer trying to sew bags. Let's call it what it is. But I am by no means a bag maker, and I am by no means a professional sewer. I just like the challenge of learning new crafts and excelling in them. So this is my first object, and it's I guess it's a medium size zipper pouch. Gosh, I can't tell you the dimensions. I didn't measure it prior to this video, but I will have it down below in the description box, all the details. But it's just a zipper pouch. It's got a box bottom, and it looks like that. And this is the inside. What I love about this pouch is, whoops, let me show you the front side. What I love about this pouch is the fabric, first and foremost. I got this fabric from Hobby Lobby, and I interfaced it with woven interfacing. There's SF101, Sew Fuse, Woven Fuse. I believe for this one, I used Woven Fuse 2 for the outer fabric, and the lining is not lined. This bottom fabric, as you can see, it's a wax canvas, which I waxed myself. So I love this kind of rustic look where with wax canvas, you just scrunch it up and it leaves like these wrinkles, permanent wrinkles. And I love that look. It's kind of a masculine kind of look, but I love it, juxtaposed against like this girly fabric, and I love the color, and it just adds a bit of interest, I think, than just plain old canvas. So I love making the wax canvas is a bit tricky because I buy like a yard of duck canvas from either Hobby Lobby or Joann's, and then I try to wax it all at once. But it's a wax eater. It'll eat up wax really quickly, but I also need a large surface area. So what I do is I just clear off the dining table and I try to use that as my work surface. But I have to be very careful because I'm using an iron to kind of spread out the wax. But anyways, I made this wax canvas by hand, so I'm super proud of that. But what I did was, because I interfaced this top fabric, it made it beefier. So this is a regular quilt cotton. It's lightweight quilt cotton, and I interfaced it so it made it beefier. But it made it beefier to the point where it was thicker, now thicker than the wax canvas. And a lot of it, it's majority of it is on the top and only a little bit on the bottom. And so what happens is when I fill up this pouch, it has a little bit of a sagging because this bottom part is softer. The wax canvas part is softer than this top portion. And so there's a little bit of sagging down in this part here. You can even tell it just by me pushing on it. It's way softer. You see that? But this part is pretty beefy because of the interface that I added. So I think next time if I were to use wax canvas on the bottom and interface this quilt cotton on the top, I think what I would do differently is maybe interface the whole panel, including the top and the bottom, with a sew-in felt interfacing. If you guys are sewers and you guys make bags and you guys know what I'm talking about, leave suggestions down below. They're greatly welcome and appreciated. But I think maybe that's what I'll do next time, is sew-in felt interfacing, so that it'll kind of combine the two as one and also beef this up so that it can support this upper portion. So that's one thing that I would change. I do love the number 5 zipper tape. It's a wider zipper than what you normally find in the craft store. The craft store one is considered a number 3, and it's skinnier, and it's usually used in clothing, but this number 5 is a little bit wider and kind of beefier, if that makes any sense. And the zipper pull is also a nice chrome zipper pull, and I love the way that it zips. What I don't like is this part. This is the butt end where I open it all the way and it's only attached by this small little portion. So I think if I were to do this again, I think what I do is put a zipper tab here and just leave this portion open. I think that's what I'll do next time, because I don't really care for this little opening here. Also, I think I didn't cut my zipper tape short enough, and so when I was sewing my 1-inch seams here, it actually went into my, not 1 inch, 1/2 inch seam allowance. I was sewing with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, but when I got to the end of the zipper tape here, it kind of ate into my 1/2 inch seam allowance, and so I don't know, this portion here is a little swampy. So if you see the shape is kind of like it goes out and then it goes back in. I think if I had cut it shorter, it would have been a smoother transition where it's more like this of a shape, I think. But so I think my lesson learned here is to cut my zipper tape a little bit shorter to accommodate this hefty zipper. So if I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, I think I'm gonna go a little bit shorter to clear that 1/2 inch seam allowance and then some. My top stitching is okay, I think. I used a heavier weight thread for the top thread and regular weight thread on the bottom bobbin. But what I forgot to do was I forgot to change the bottom. So I was sewing with the outer fabric on the top and then the lining on the bottom, and so I forgot to change the bobbin color thread, and so it's a stark contrast. I should have changed it to something that's a little more coordinating or not so stark of a contrast to the lining. But I do love this color thread against this fabric. Let's see, what else can I say about this? I love the leather tag here. I think it gives it a nice little touch, makes it look a little more professional, I think. I don't have any custom labels, so I buy these handmade labels. All of my labels that I put on the bags that I show you will say handmade because I don't have a logo and I don't have any custom made labels. So yeah, but this is the regular box bottom that you normally see. It's pretty common, and so when you fold it flat, it looks like this, and it's got these corners that flare in. There's another box bottom that I like to do that gives you a right angle corner, and I didn't do it this time around because I was struggling with making this pouch that I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna get all fancy. I just want to finish a bag. And so to get to this point, I measured and I cut wrong. And I know the saying is measure twice, cut once. And that's exactly what I was doing as I was cutting. I was like, measure twice, cut once, measure twice, cut once. This is correct. I think I know what I'm doing. And apparently not. I made some mistakes, too many to even remember, but I finished something. So even though it's not 100% what I would like, I still am happy. It works, it's functional, it zips up. I don't have any major holes anywhere. The bag is decent. I can still put amigurumi in it, and yarn, it'll hold everything. And to go along with this pouch, I made a matching, or coordinating, I should say, notions pouch. And this is by, this sewing pattern, I believe, is by Noodlehead, I think. I will have it down below in the description box. But I love this style. It's got like, what do you call these? Ruffles. So it adds a nice texture in the background. And then this front portion is not ruffled. It's nice and flat. And I love, again, this leather label detail. So this one I have zipper tabs on both ends, and I love the finish that it has. Nice clean finish. And I didn't sew it into the seam, so that's good because I learned my lesson. I think the first time I ever made a zipper pouch, I sewed it in and I didn't know any better, and so I learned that lesson. So now I can do zipper tabs without sewing them in. So I cleared it after I made this one, and I didn't cut the zipper tape short enough. I learned my lesson in this one, and now I cleared it. And so if you notice, the side of the bag is more square off. It's not swampy like this. Like, let's see. Yeah, see, the shape of it is so different. And so yeah, so I think that's my lesson learned here. So, but this is the regular zipper that you buy at the regular craft store, and I love the red coordinating with this. This Miko and I chose the fabric because it kind of coordinates with the mushroom top, and it's also the lining on this on the inside. And I didn't put any pockets in here or in here because again, I was just trying to finish a project because I was just getting all flustered. And so I've got my notions in here, everything that a girl could need to finish her amigurumi, and the back is just plain. And for this one, I did top stitching. Now this top stitching is just with regular weight thread. I didn't do any heavier weight thread for the top stitching, so it looks a little bit, I guess this one's okay. I think there was something else that I made that the top stitching didn't look that all great. But yeah, and then this little stitch marker is a snail, and its shell is a yarn ball. Isn't that so cute? So I chose this one to coordinate with this flower garden theme notions pouch. So I'm super, okay, maybe not super happy, but I am proud that I finished this. And I do have a project living in here, and it is my new WIP. And I know in my last video I had mentioned that I'm not going to be crocheting this month unless it's a UFO. But our sister Crochet Amigurumi friends, Julie at KS Mom Crochets, Caroline at For the Love of Crochet, and Cassandra at Craftably Ever After, they are coordinating or collaborating, and they're doing a Christmas, no, I forget the name, but it's like a Christmas crochet along. And so I couldn't resist. And my project is based off of the Grinch. And one of my people that I subscribe to here on YouTube just put up a Grinch amigurumi pattern. And so I'm watching her and I'm making it. And this is what I have so far. And it's Greta Wings, I believe, English, because I think she has a Spanish channel and an English channel, I think. But I will have the links and information down below. But here's my Grinch. And it's so cute. I love all Grinch movies. The original one, the cartoon original one, the remake with, what's his face? Jim Carrey, the other animated one with the young Grinch. I love them all. I love all the Grinches. So I love the Grinch. And so this is what his feet is looking like. This is the first time I've ever done this technique on any legs or feet, but I am loving it. I am loving it. I love how it just, you can just play with it. So you make it so cute. But this is what I have so far. I think I just need to finish up his head and then attach his furry bits. And he has a scarf to go along with him. But this is what I have so far. So not too bad. And look at his cute little Billy. So cute. I'm loving this pattern. It's super easy to follow. It's fun, and it's not too big. And it lives in here. I don't have any Christmas project bags, but I am working on it. So hopefully I will have a Christmas project bag for you to see sometime soon. But I have to get over, I have a little bit of, I guess anxiety or nervousness, something about sewing. I mean, I've done sewing before. I've made blankets, I've made bags before. But for some reason, it's so intimidating. I don't want to make any mistakes because I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like fabric is way more expensive than yarn. At least the yarn that I buy. I buy, economical yarn. And for me, when I buy fabrics, I only buy 1 yard or sometimes half a yard at a time. And I don't want to ruin it because I'm afraid that if I cut it or if I interface it or I sew it wrong, it's going to render it useless, and I can't reuse it, or I can't fix what I've done wrong. And so I'm a little hesitant when cutting or measuring. Like, I double check my stuff, and even then I still make mistakes. So I think it's just a matter of practice, like anything else. I know I just have to think of it as the mistakes are part of my process in learning, and not be afraid to waste fabric if it gets to that point, because I can always go to the store, but sometimes you go to the store and it's sold out and you can't get it anymore. But yeah, but there's always more fabric that you can buy, you know? So I just need to kind of get over that hump of being hesitant and just go for it, because I know that if I just go at it full force without any inhibitions or worries, I think I will learn faster and get things out quicker. So this time around, I only have, you know, this one finished object, and then my next one that I'm going to show you. Now, my next finished object, because I was struggling with my first finished object, I was having such difficulty with this. I figured, you know what? I'm not going to get all fancy. I'm not going to do the fancy bottom that I like, where, you know, when you flatten it, it has a 90-degree squared off bottom. And I stopped making zipper pouches for now. I'm still gonna work on my little notions pouches. I think they're okay. I think I've gotten the hang of it, and I'm happy with the way that they came out. But these bigger ones, I think I'm gonna have to practice and really slow down and think about things before I start cutting. But this next project, I thought, okay, let me just go back to drawstring bags. And I do have some drawstring bag patterns, but for some reason I was on Etsy and I saw this pattern for another drawstring pouch or bag that I'd never seen before. It's new to me, but it's the same designer that I have my other drawstring pouches that I've made from. I love her patterns. I love her designs. And as soon as I saw it, I fell in love and I bought it and I made it, and I'm so super happy. So this next one is a drawstring pouch, and it's ginormous. This is, I think, bigger than any of it was, but it's perfect for amigurumi. And it's this. It's huge, right? Look, this is the top of my head and it comes to here. I mean, I'm small, but this is huge. Look at it. I think it can fit like one of these size project dolls. I haven't tried stuffing them in, but because I have yarn in here already. But so let's just talk about the bag. But it's ginormous, and I will give you the dimensions down below. This is by Kandou, Kandou patterns, something like that. But so this is one of the fabrics that I showed you in, I think, my previous episode. But yeah, so this is one of the fabrics, and I love the way that it came out. So, but just a tip, I don't think that I will be using black fabric for any more of my project bags since this this project, because it attracts lint and we are working with yarn. What was I thinking? So I have like a lint roller next to me as I was working on it. I kept linting it, and I'm done with it, and I'm still linting it and linting it. So I'm like, no more black fabric for my project bags. Bad idea, but on camera it still looks good. It doesn't show the lint as well, but if it does, who cares? It's still stinking cute. I love the way that it came out. I love the shape of it. I love that it has drawstring, so it opens up like this, and it looks like this. And when I cinch it up, even the cinch up shape looks so stinking cute. And I love that it has handles. The other style has like a handle that you grab from the side. It's just a single handle from front to back, and you just hang it, and it kind of hangs on the side like this. But I like this style, and it's ginormous, and it comes in size large, medium, and small. But I really do think that this is the perfect size for my larger amigurumis, and I tend to make some large ones. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with large project bags. It is what it is. But I'm so super excited with the way that this came out. So for this outer fabric, I did interface it with I think woven fuse 2 on the outside. The inside is coordinating, and I did not line it, so it's just regular quilt cotton fabric. Oh, and this is also quilt cotton black quilt cotton fabric, and this is the way that the bottom looks. The straps are made with cork, and it's got a little bit of gold detailing on it, and this is the same fabric as this front here, and I don't like how it wrinkles. I wanted to line it like this because I thought that it would be a nice feel instead of cork on both sides, but I'm either gonna have to like sew even closer to the edge, and I'm not even sure if that's gonna get rid of the ruffles or the wrinkling or whatever you call it. But I think what I'll do next time is just stick to cork on both sides and maybe do away with this, or just keep on practicing to figure out how to make this look better. This is the only part that I'm not 100% happy with, but other than that, I love it. I love this. So I just recently got this, and I was debating between just like a regular off-white color, but then when I put this against this, I was like, that looks pretty darn good. And then because this is kind of safari theme, and this kind of reminds me of a zebra, I thought that it would go really well. And then also in this is a pocket, and I could have put a snap here to close it, either a regular snap or a magnetic snap, but I just opted not to. I just thought, I don't think it needs it. You know, it hangs out pretty close to the bag itself, and I'm not worried about anything falling out. It's pretty deep. It goes all the way down to the bottom. So I just opted not to. I mean, if I pull it out, and this is, I'm fine with it. So, but that was part of the pattern. You could put a snap here if you wanted, but I opted not to. And it's so cute. It's got lining fabric. Same thing on the inside. It's like a polka dot. And let's see. On the inside, this time I put pockets. So I have these big, ginormous, deep pockets. And I did make a coordinating notions pouch. And don't mind the lint on here. It was in there with some yarn. And it coordinates so cute. I love the yellow and how it pops. It doesn't match perfectly, but still, I still love it, and I still love it. So this notions pouch can fit in here too. Or you can fit it on the inside, or you can fit it on one of the pockets on the inside. So the notions pouch is the same as the other one from Noodlehead. Now this one I put a elephant, and it's playing with a little yarn ball. Isn't it so cute? And it's safari theme, so elephant works perfectly. And then here's my little leather whatchamacallit tag. And so if I go like this, you can't tell the texture, but like that, it's still the same like ruffle backing, gives it a nice little texture. And this one I was playing around with. I added this little tab. I guess you could put a wrist strap on here, but that wasn't my intention. I put it on here so I could put more stitch markers if I wanted, because sometimes I'll use one and sometimes I'll use more. It just depends on the project that I'm working on. It's not very often that I use multiple stitch markers, but sometimes on occasion I do. So I added this, but I'm I'm not sure I'm liking it. I don't know if it's because it's sticking out a lot or if it's because it's skinny. And so, I don't know. I think I might play with it and see, maybe do a wider one, because I think this is maybe a 1/2 inch, I think. So maybe I'll do a 1 inch or a 3/4 or whatever, a wider one, and then maybe stick it in a little bit more so it's not sticking out so much. I don't know. I'll have to play with it. But this one too, I also did the zipper tabs, and no pockets on the inside because I didn't think I needed it. But this one's empty so far. I don't have any notions in here. But I love, 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 love the way that this set came out. And so these pouches apparently are much easier for me to sew. Unlike the zipper. The zipper is like a steep learning curve for me. I'm learning a lot and making a lot of mistakes. But also another thing with this bag making is interfacing. So I'm having to learn, like, you know, the balancing of interfacing, whether to interface or not. So this one I decided not to interface, and I should have. So that's what I'm learning. I'm learning zippers, I'm learning interfacing. Yeah, I'm learning construction. I'm learning a lot. So those are all of my finished objects and WIPs for this week. Now I know that Halloween is over, but Miko wanted me to share with you her project that she made. I asked Miko to make for me something for the craft room I wanted to decorate for Halloween. And we were at the Dollar Tree store, and they had these wooden pieces, and I think the other one said trick or treat, and she opted for the boo. And so she painted it. This is the back side. You can tell she primed the front and the sides with white, and then she painted it. So I didn't give her any ideas as to what to put on there. I just told her, just decorate it any which way you want. I want it for the craft room for Halloween, and make it your own. And this is what she came out with. And I think she did a fantastic job. I'm very proud of her. Now, when she started priming it, I was like, oh, that's right. That's a good idea. I wouldn't have thought to prime it. Otherwise, it would have, this brown colored wood would have eaten the paint. And so that's exactly what happened here. I think she forgot to prime the side of this B, but she did remember to prime the O's. But yeah, so it's, you can see a little bit of the wood is peeking through, but still stinking cute. She's very happy and she's very proud of it, and so she wanted me to share it with you. And it was part of our Halloween decoration back there. So now that I'm done with this video, I can now put away my Halloween stuff. So that's all that I have for you this week. I know it's not much, but I am proud with what I've made, and I am proud of the things that I have accomplished thus far. I am super excited for my next sewing project because I think I'm going to make another one of these. Now this is a size large, but I think I'm going to try making a medium size one, but in Christmas fabric, because I went Christmas fabric shopping. I've always wanted holiday project bags. Like, I wanted a Halloween one, but I didn't get around to doing it. And so Christmas is coming around, and so I'm super excited. I got some Christmas fabric. Look at this, it's so cute. I love gingerbread men. I think gingerbread men and snowmen and reindeers are okay, and nutcrackers, toy soldiers, I think are my most favorite. I'm not a big fan of Santa. Santa's all right. Mrs. Claus is all right. But I don't know. Gingerbread men, they're so cute. So I really love this. This was like love at first sight. So I'm super excited to try and make this into a project bag that I can use during Christmas time. So you might see some Christmas themed project bags coming up in my next podcasts. So thank you so much for joining me this week. I'm sorry Miko's not here, but hopefully she'll be in the next one. And last week I didn't get to post because it was taking me so long to make progress on these things. I cannot whip these things up quickly. Like amigurumi, I can go to town and make some kind of progress, but when I'm cutting and interfacing fabrics and sewing, I take a long time. Also, my sewing machine is actually in a different room, so I'm doing my ironing and my cutting in here, but I have to go somewhere else and sew. So I have to keep going back and forth if I want to sew and then press and sew and press. So I have to figure this whole logistics thing out. I kind of want to move my sewing machine into this room, but I'm running out of space. This is a tiny room for all the things that I want to stick in here, but we'll see what becomes of it. But thank you again for sticking around and watching my project bag videos. Let me know what you think of them. If you want to get back to amigurumi, let me know too, because then I'll know not to include this kind of content next time if this is not your thing. But it will be this kind of content for the rest of this month because I am taking a sort of break from crochet other than my Grinch and UFOs. So hope to see you around next time. Bye.